Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 7 in my Revue Starlight reaction series. Back here again today on a bit of a different day at a bit of a different time slot for more Revue Starlight. So just while I've got everyone's attention, this is like the first time I've done something like this, but I'm getting relatively close to a sub milestone of 500 subscribers. So I don't know, if you haven't subscribed already and you wanted to help me get to that milestone, you could hit subscribe and I'd be very appreciative. And I don't like doing things like this, but I think it'd be fun to get to 500 subscribers. I think that'd be a cool milestone for me. So if you wanted to hit that button, I'd be very, very thankful. And now, after asking you for something, I'm here to deliver some bad news. Only the one episode today, and the way it's looking, it's probably going to be late. So I'm recording on the Thursday because Monogatari ran long, and this week's been kind of like a week from hell. Work-wise, so I'm finding it hard to find time. So something's got to give, and it's Revue Starlight this week, unfortunately. However, we should have a banana-themed episode today to make up for it. So yeah, sorry about the lateness. Sorry about the one episode. I'm still not really that privy to stopping points, so if somebody could let me know again, that would be great. What good stopping points are after this point to get to the end of the season, so I can plan out my weeks accordingly. That'd be wonderful. As always, starting with YouTube comments here today. I think we've got about maybe almost 10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just about 10. Let's say 10. Mel D, the first comment here down the bottom. Can't wait for next episode's reaction. Banana best girl smiling emoticon face. Yeah, I agree so far. I mean, best girl's relative. It's a fluid scale. It's not black and white. So I guess she's one of my best girls for sure. And yeah, there's lots of people hyping up this episode. So I hope it's good. I like Banana, so I should like it. Jaramero next comment here in the same vein. Whenever Banana is not on screen, all the other characters should be saying, "Where's Banana?" And then episode 6 post-credit scene. Of course, shows Banana, and we're going to dive into Banana episode. This episode, especially because we kind of got that like preview as well with like it's like a different background that the giraffe was on. You know what I'm talking about, where it said "Die Banana" a lot from memory. So yeah, I think all things point to Banana, and Banana will be here, and we will enjoy Banana. So, looking forward to that. Now, a longer comment from Sophie. It's quite unfortunate, but the reviews in the show are actually very much scaled down from the creator's original vision. The production was a nightmare, so the people that worked on it said that it was a miracle that it even got finished. This especially shows in episode 5, where they had to use cutouts and reuse scenes of Karen rolling around. I think they did a really good job here. If this was animation reuse, it's one of the best examples I've ever seen. It looks seamless. This feels like what they intended. That's crazy. That this was somehow last minute thrown together. If what you're implying is true, that's insane. And yeah, this is probably something I should have grasped onto pretty quickly about the episode. It's less about resolution to the crush and all that kind of stuff. It's more internal for Mahiro, like all the reviews kind of have been. Again, a lot of her personality and a lot of her worth in the show up to this point has been centered around Karen. That's just, what perspective in fiction does as well. But I think it kind of talks to, again, an unconfidence in her own abilities, and needs a little bit of a reminder that she's cool too, which is what Karen provides in the end, which is again, a good resolution to what we have going on. We're still not changing Mahiro as a character. She feels a little bit more on equal footing. She's a little bit more confident now, but she's not going to stop loving Karen, which is good. Well, kind of. I mean, it's never going to be reciprocated, but you know what I mean. This is, again, this theme, the stuff with Claudine and Futaba and then Maya and Kariko is something that I should have talked about way more. It's so very interesting, and only really something that I discovered once editing that episode. I'm like, there's a ton going on here between these characters. So again, that's why rewatches are cool, and that's why this segment in this episode's cool, where I can kind of rectify things. So interesting parallels between Maya and Kariko, both born with natural talent, beauty, and expectations riding on them, and they handle it in different ways. Maya, of course, works hard to live up to the name, while Kariko believes that everything is set for her and lost sight of the effort it takes to get to the top. And despite all that, Maya still feels a kind of kinship with Kariko on some level, which is why she gives her advice. Yeah, this is Again, this show's very good at explaining stuff without dialogue, and a lot of dialogue. So again, this is only something I noticed on like a third rewatch whilst editing, but the specific scenes between Maya and Kariko in that episode were building up to the ending in a very cool way. So the baseball motif we have for the review of Jealousy just happened because Mahiru's VA is a fan of baseball. Mahiru's name means midday, hence there's a lot of sun and warmth stuff, which is cool. Kariko's surname, Hana Yagi, again, that's kanji for flower, or at least Hana flower. We've known that from Monogatari, and before that, honestly. But yeah, a lot of flower motifs as a result. And again, something I probably should have noticed, there's the kind of musical side to it. And something, again, I should listen to the music more than just the lyrics and reading them out, because there's a clear thing between Kariko and Futaba's instrumentation, where one has a traditional Japanese flair and the other one electric guitar, which makes a lot of sense and is something that I wish I took more note of. So I got to do my job better. Cool. Also, weapons hold a lot of meaning. So again, maybe look at weapons. Juna's is very pointed, right? It's a bow and arrow, observes from afar, doesn't really want to get close, that kind of thing. Mahiru's mace has blunt edges and can't cut anyone's cape off on its own. So, what was she ever really going to do there? Was she just going to bash Karen's skull in? Maybe. And again, hyping up the next episode, which we'll watch today. Vitaly Kuzmin, just lurking, next episode hype. A lot of hype for this episode, so keeping an eye on it. M. Marsh, a little detail I really like in the Mahiru episode is the box from home she gets has a little potato Mahiru drawn on it and even has her sideways hair on it. Put a picture up here for everybody to see. That's just adorable. I like that. So keep doing that, show. That's the sign that you're a cool show, that you do stuff like that. Couple comments here from Ryan, just a comment and a reply. An important note with the translation is that in the draft's audition, he actually says sing, dance, and steal from each other, whereas the translation says fight. And that's why Hikari reacted to don't steal Karen, don't steal my glimmer from me. I kind of wish they translated it this way. This is way more in line with a lot of my themes around competition and zero-sum games and that kind of thing. Fight, steal, claw your way to the top, as opposed to helping each other to the top however we can, right? The draft wants it to get cutthroat and singular and enforce some kind of weird theming there, but the girls are fighting against that in their own ways, I feel. Maybe some of the girls. And again, as we've talked about before, the Kariko Futaba stuff mirrors Maya and Claude, but also subtly Karen and Hikari. Review of promise, one person in the relationship seemingly forgetting a promise, one person always chases the other, I will have to fight you down the line. It also reflects Claire and Flora in the play Starlight. It's still pretty interesting to see where Karen and Hikari are basically in the background. They're still like got a lot of character making stuff going on in the background. It doesn't feel irrelevant considering their similarity between the characters there. So again, good writing. Also, I think they do a good job with. So we start the episode with Karen and Hikari, and Karen also has some pretty notable good bits of comedy throughout. So again, keeping them relevant doesn't feel like a real side tangent. Again, I never felt like this was irrelevant what we were seeing on screen in those two episodes, where that was probably the risk. Next comment here, Marionette. Personally, I think the Futakao, I don't know if we're going to run with that one. Futaba Kariko review song is probably the best one in the series, the way it combines rock elements with traditional Japanese music, representing Futaba and Kariko respectively, was amazing. I should probably re-listen to it and see what they're talking about. Both episodes kind of had that same theme of relationship-driven drama, and yeah, it's nice to see subtle development kind of with both episodes, just people feeling better about themselves, not entirely fixed, not entirely without their character stuff, their character flaws and that kind of thing, but certainly moving in the right direction and clearly more motivated. Kind of, yeah, again, true for both episodes. I like at the end of episode 6, kind of Kariko kneeling at the side of the bed with the helmet on, ready to go, instead of being dragged out of bed. Lots of stuff with sleeping in this show, actually, which is well done. The contrast between the ways Futaba and Kariko show gratitude through the sweets is great. Futaba prepared a hearty amount of sweets for Claudine and messily wrapped them in a piece of cloth, while Kariko prepared a probably expensive box of sweets for Maya with almost no content. It's very telling for the characters' personalities. I also like so Maya isn't swayed by sweets, obviously. She's more swayed by competition. That's like her character, right? So seeing the note saying that I'm not going to let you beat me, or something to that effect, right, is probably sweeter than any sweet could ever be for her. It's just more related to that side of it. And I thought that was very well done too. I love the smile. I actually really like the smile. I think it's good. Half the season over and really getting to the good stuff. Not that it hasn't been good already, obviously, in my opinion anyway. Bananice. 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 I think we're going to jump into a banana episode or something. Evoli Ravioli next comment here. Just a little thing I find interesting is that in the review of Jealousy, Maya fights against Futaba, which I personally think may be because she is jealous of the time Futaba spent with Claudine the days before how close they are, since Claudine kind of ignored Maya and spent time with Futaba. Interesting. Okay. That's speaking to maybe some future stuff between Maya's actual feelings about Claudine and that kind of thing, maybe. Also, that Claudine and Hikari fought in the same review got me thinking that maybe Claudine is jealous of Hikari's close relationship with Karen, since she and Maya don't really have that. Again, that one's a bit more of an extrapolation, because you could say that about literally any character, but sure. Jealous of their close relationship for Claudine? Yeah, maybe wants that a little bit more with Maya to see them eye to eye a little bit more and less of a less of a really competitive relationship, I guess. And last comment here today, Claire Allens. I sort of took Hikari's "don't use the word steal lightly" line to relate to what you said about the situation not being her fault. Karen is actively choosing to spend time with Hikari. Stealing implies you're wronging someone by taking something that doesn't belong to them, but Karen doesn't belong to Mahiru, and Hikari isn't wronging Mahiru by having a relationship with Karen, so I imagine she didn't appreciate being accused of such a cruel offense. This is again, eventually we rectify things, and Mahiru points her anger at the right place, but you can't be mad at somebody for, I'm not actively trying to pull Karen away from you. Karen just hangs around me because she's got this weird thing with Starlight and me. I'm into it too. I'm not saying that Karen's like bad, but talk to her about it. She's controlling her life. I don't control what she does. And also echo what many others have said, and very excited for the next episode. Yeah, I agree. And let's get up a quick recap of last episode and jump in. So again, I don't know how relevant a lot of this stuff is actually going to be, considering it's pretty closed off, and we've already kind of talked about it actually. So maybe I just skip it, and we're just going to go straight into the banana stuff, because there was a post-credit scene with Banana. I guess I should talk about that. Kind of talking about change and changing from how things used to be to how things ought to be now, based on those two characters that were the writer and director of Starlight that they're going to perform this year from kind of the backstage class. It's an interesting one. I wonder how that's going to roll into Banana's themes. Apparently this is a good episode, so so I better check it out. All the themes are really the same. I think. Bit of stuff about sacrifice, and I guess we'll talk about the Banana stuff, which is Banana seemingly counting themselves out before they start. But Banana at number 3 on that ranking we saw, probably episode 4 now. Is she lying about her actual motivations? Is she still trying hard out there? What's the deal? She's got a weird different uniform on. Does that denote that she's backstage? What gives, basically. And yeah, everyone's gay, but I've said that enough times that I'm going to do my shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back, and the Discord. Join Discord, love Discord, and of course, Discord. Episode 7 of Revue Starlight, the banana episode, allegedly. I'm going to turn it on now, I guess. I lost my train of thought. Rightio, got a very bright episode 7 of Revue Starlight up here ready to go. 24 minutes and 5 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. I still don't know the subs we're using, but they're cool. And picture in the description below for those that need it. So click on that link at your leisure. I'm just going to give it a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, last year, I think. And that'll be Claudine and Maya. I am recording, that's good. It's no good. I like how different their dialogue is when they're on stage. Yeah. Who's that up the top? Banana? Zetsubo. I probably need to reread all this dialogue as well. Alright. Ends in tragedy. Oh no. Kind of like the previous time we saw it. Episode one of them. Oh, she loves it. Shoutouts to Banana. 2 days after the performance. Okay. We're celebrating. Allegedly. Okay. Thank you. I kind of recognize that voice of the other girl from something else, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh, the pizza's going. What should I eat tonight? I don't know. Oh yeah, loves a photo. We know that about Banana. Oh, yeah, come on, just relax. She's always nervous at everything. Oh yeah, we saw that, I remember. Some good old Naoko Yamada with focus on the legs. But that's just like a meme at this point. Yeah, we get it. It's fine. Yeah. Ooh, intense? Okay. It worked pretty well. Was there something wrong? No enemies at all. And she's tall too. She helped everybody. Oh, look at this banana muffins. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Banana? What does that mean? Yeah. Tough external skin. Think about it. She's like a metaphor or something. Okay, yeah, the height makes sense too. Like tall and skinny. Oh, is she crying? Somebody help her. Oh no, she's happy. Okay. Maybe? Okay. Has she had like a couple wines or something? I'm like that on the drinks. Just start telling everybody how much I love them. Okay. But you want everything to stay the same maybe because of that, right? Why would I want to change anything else? Because I've already experienced the best experience again. Why not just do that again? But also taking this obvious like supporting role to everybody else, like helping them with everything over my own stuff. But then there's that scene with Maya when Maya's like, "Hey, focus up." Like probably see some talent there, you know. It's not bad or anything, but I'm just noticing Maybe some of this production stuff is coming through a little bit. Just less crisp than early in the show, IMO. Just budget stuff. The framing's still really good though, so I almost felt like a camera lens in a lot of it actually. Like you're looking at somebody through like your phone camera. A lot of POV stuff for Banana. Again, we see Banana there with the different costume and the two swords. If we're talking about weapons, we're trying to focus on weapons, yeah. Weapons, music, other stuff, other things to focus on. Okay. Okay. 3 p.m. Oh, it's spring break, of course. It was there was text on screen explaining what happened, of course. But what about you? What's going on? Yeah, so you just taking photos? Oh no, June is here. Yes. Yes. Yeah. But what about banana? Oh, so overly selfless? I could use some. Well, you're good at making people feel better. Do I trust you? Maybe you just do. Maybe you're just so good. Okay, new semester. Something else I'm expecting to happen is that Banana knows about the draft stuff before everyone else. Okay, sure. Oh, the bowing. Yeah. Brand spanking new. Okay. Haru? What? Who are these people? Oh, it's no good. What, to replace the lockers? Yeah. Yeah, you lost people. It happens. Okay. Got a very definite timeline this episode, don't we? Okay. Whatever you say. Look at all these goobers. And you're just happy off to the side, eh? Yeah. So Maya's clued into this. And Juna has too, maybe. Or at least to the Maya part of it. Well, last year. Okay, that's all well and good. Same performance. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're not finishing that scene. Interesting. Yeah. You owe it to yourself and me to be the best you can. I mean, she's not incorrect. But also, Banana's so nice to everyone all the time. Nice shot. Yeah, how long would have the spring break been? We know. You told everybody and cried. Indeed. I think there's no point. We need to move on to newer, better, happier things. Yeah, I agree. Banana chips? Yeah. Who's to say it won't be even better this time? No, it's a bench. You don't understand. Oh, Banana's having to think though. But to me this was peak. Oh, okay. Notification on your phone. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Hello, giraffe. What? What are you talking about? Apologies for the little burp there. Jesus. Yeah, we know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, pretty intense. But yeah, this is like origin stories, yeah? Okay. That same stage. So it's essentially like a wish, yeah? You can just wish to be wherever you want. Or at least that's what the giraffe's saying. Giraffe. In the hope of reliving the past, you must pursue to get better. Okay, got one, and I'm pretty sure it was a pretty good one too. Yeah, Yeah, it is a pretty good one. The pursuit of the exact same thing again. Oh, doesn't sound enthralled about it. Okay. It's a great shot, by the way. Yep. I'm number one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's turn back time. There's your tiara. Okay, so she's like one already. Okay. Okay. So has she actually gone back? Yeah, seems as though. Way too forward. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. It's actually the past. No! No! Not calling her banana. And that's why we did the timeline. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, indeed. In the corner. Was that a different picture? Are you going to lose your mind or something? Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, I've said that already. Oh, the lighting is great there. Let's go again. Loop again. Let's go back. It's time to go. What is happening? And now saying that she's running auditions now. She's no longer like in the running. So the timeline we're in like present day is like her come to the realization that I can't do this forever. Maybe. I don't think he does it for you. The science of it all. Okay, he's very into it. Okay, what? Hello? 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 Oh! It was a challenger. I think it was Hikari. Okay. And that's why you have so many photos, yeah? Because you probably got photos from every timeline. Alright, yep. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to the dates. What's going on? Yeah. She's getting sturdy? Okay, alright. I see. And now this is a difference. Yeah. Someone's here to break the cycle. Okay. Yeah, that's all well and good. There she is. Doesn't she literally go and do the thing today? I think so. Yeah, that no one can predict. That's the line. Yeah. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this, Banana? Banana? What do you mean? So that was like a paradigm shifting episode in a big way. She's not singing? Weird. I guess she's not performing? Something in that? But yeah, that's like a hey, let's establish our system. What is at stake here? What does the tiara do? It essentially lets you wish. And if the same person keeps winning and keeps wishing for the same thing over and over again, with really great intentions, let's be honest, how are we going to react to that? How many times has she been through this? Now she's got a little bit of that. Well, there's lots of different shows that do it. That kind of, I've seen this before. I'm losing that human connection a little bit because I've experienced this, right? But seemingly still being very positive about the whole thing the whole time. Like still wanting to go back. Like she has the choice the entire time. We see a lot of time loop characters be like, "Hey, this is against my will. What's happening here?" But for Banana, no, she just wants to keep going. But also there's this like inhuman emotionless quality to it, IMO, that recontextualizes all of Banana's stuff up to now. All right, let's talk about that one a little bit more, I think, because it was really well directed as well. So, yeah, that was episode 7, and as I said before, a paradigm shifting episode, kind of pulling back the veil of what's actually going on here, what is at stake, what are we fighting for, and what has been going on the whole time with our character, Banana. Um, Weirdly enough, it wasn't really framed in a very surprising way for me. I kind of understood the character motivations all the way through and understood the sequence of events all the way through, even though the twist was that there's literally like time travel and time loops going on, and I didn't really react at all. It's a tough one, right? That should be very surprising, but the way they framed it in the episode, it just seemed natural. And then, I wasn't like, whoa, didn't throw me for a loop. Pardon the pun. It just felt like this was the natural continuation of everything that was going on up to this point, and I think that's very well done. You don't need to build it up like this huge moment that gets a pop-off reaction. If you just set up everything else correctly, it's more of a compliment that I thought it flowed really well and wasn't out of nowhere. Where, okay, another way you could frame this episode was present the time loop from the beginning. So start of the episode, whatever, reveal that Banana's been looping somehow, and then explain why. Then you get a little bit more of a pop-off moment you get a bit of a what? Why? And then you justify why, and it's like, oh, I understand. But you get that reaction a little bit more. But they don't do that. I think they did a really good job. I liked this episode quite a bit. I've written everything in basically all my columns, but I'll start with a recap. It's pretty basic considering how, I guess, busy the episode is. There's lots going on. But yeah, these are just jumping off points, of course, and just trying to keep me on track. Episode 7 starts with reliving the performance of Starlight from the previous year with the entire cast as well as the after party. Everyone is really happy with how the performance went and is praising Banana for being a good girl because she is. Let's bold that one because it's important. She remarks that this has been the happiest she's ever been, like forever. Or, again, I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I mean. Spring break then happens, and we get back to school, and there's a few changes. A few students have dropped out. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to run a different set of auditions. We're not going to run the same cast as before, and Banana doesn't really seem to see the value in that. When we've already attained what is the perfect, most happiest experience ever, why are we trying something different? Why are we going again in that kind of way, right? So a lot of the characters keep saying, hey, you got to move on to new and better and different things and experience life and blah, 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 right? All that good time travel theming stuff, right? But Banana, deep down, she feels like she's never going to be able to match that night again of that first performance and the subsequent stuff and that first year and the preparation for it and everything else, right? That's when the draft gets involved. That's when we see that notification. That's when the draft introduces her to the competition and kind of, again, whoever gets past the auditions will attain their very own stage. I have put quotation marks, but that's definitely not what he says. Banana destroys the competition and wishes to go back to the previous year's performance again, and now we're in a time loop. So Giraffe is like, hey, if you win, you can do whatever you want. It's basically like a wish. She wishes to go back to the past, to play the shitty games that suck ass. But yeah, and now we're a time loop show, everybody. Well, welcome. We're ReZero, everybody. It's time to watch ReZero. So yeah, as you do, she kind of clues into everything very quickly and goes, hey, I'm okay, now I'm in the past. And then it's implied that she's done this a number of times, right? And as a result, this kind of recontextualizes every single interaction with Banana in the show, seeing as that she's probably done this already and knows the perfect thing to do. Why does she seem so perfect to me all the time? That she does the perfect thing all the time and knows the perfect thing to do for everybody at every point and seems like this perfect little... She's just so nice. She's the nicest person. She has no enemies because she's done it before. She knows how to make no enemies. She wants to make no enemies and she succeeds. Seems perfectly logical to me. However, Hikari looks like the one that's going to stop this looping. She's the major difference between the previous loops that we see in this episode and the context of the rest of the show that we see going forward. There's some weird, insidious almost stuff that Banana says where I'm going to make you the lead in the next audition or whatever the fuck else. And I don't really get that. Also, to my knowledge, Banana isn't fighting anybody this time around, even to the point where she's introduced to everybody, hey, I'm not going to be competing this time around. I'm going to be, taking a back seat, going to the backstage, doing that kind of side of it. Is just part of the loop? Does she do this every time? Is she the secret final boss behind everything? We don't know. We do not know. But again, I feel like the current context in which we're living in the show that we've seen so far, Banana is doing different things than the rest of the loops that we've experienced up to now. Again, gets complicated very, very quickly. So themes. I had some feelings about Banana, like counting themselves out too early. Is Maya just too strong? Banana at 3, is she lying about her actual motivations? We get that reveal that kinda lying. She's not telling everyone she's time looping, and she's actually not number 3, she's actually number 1, and she's a time traveler. Of course, anybody could have guessed. So then we have time travel, question mark, question mark, question mark. Old established good experiences versus new experiences, the unknown. So that's the dichotomy. Banana's choosing the former. Is the latter better? Yeah. If you see any number of time looping things, think even something as simple as Groundhog Day. That's the lesson, right? This gets old pretty quickly. But again, she's always in control. So I don't know, have we gotten sick of that? Is that part of what's going on? Is she enthralled by this newer experience in Hikari that she's seen that's different from the other loops? Don't know. Do not know. Something else we see with somebody that can loop, or somebody that has some kind of supernatural power that's so fucking good that it's above everything else, is that they lose connection with the here and now, with the people, with the emotional, and get a bit of that immortal supervillain logic brain a little bit. But Banana seemingly hasn't done that, so I don't even know why I wrote that down. She seemingly has been able to stay in the moment for each and every one of these things, but just with the knowledge that maybe she's acting each and every time, which again is a little bit insidious. And a few of those shots, especially with the lighting, show that off a little bit more. And somebody looking to stop this looping in Hikari potentially, even just meta sense, right? She's not actually actively aware of the looping and stopping it. She's something brought in by the giraffe to stop this looping because the giraffe doesn't like it. Cool. And then, well, the lighting is neat, which is another production note I have, because it is. It's really good. The use of light this episode is something I'm going to talk about quite a bit, so I'm going to get the episode up now and have a little bit of a talk. But yeah, this episode was good. It lived up to expectation. Thank you. Alright, so we start here. First performance, as I said before. The thing I wanted to zero in on was a little bit of the dialogue here and how it may be related to each character. So Juna starts here with the arrows, will not reach that star. You who reach for the star without care could never understand my fury. Hey, that's kind of relevant to some of the stuff she had going on early in the show, yeah? A little bit. That was nothing short of arrogance, says Karen, about wishing that she could reach for the star and thinking that she could. We've gone through arrogance with Karen before. Think about the which one was that one? Arrogance. One of them. Was it the one with Maya? Potentially. I forget. We have Karako and Futaba with their little bit of dialogue. We have Mahiru here, and then Banana up the very top as well. So Mahiru brings up some stuff about sacrifices, right? Which was a big theming in her little part as well, obviously, and most of the show. Then Banana's first bit of dialogue. Oh, and so it repeats. Ha ha ha. It's cute. It's cute. The cycle of despair beneath the light of the stars. Despair. Banana, again, having that formative experience, one of the happiest nights of her life, of course, so shout outs to that. She just thinks it's so damn dazzling. One thing I'll talk about now, and it comes up throughout the entire episode, is, if it'll come up. Yeah, that'll do. Timeline stuff. So we present a timeline within the episode, and I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, let's keep it going. It becomes very clear why we do that later on, because we start looping, and we need to know when we are in the timeline at each point. This is a good enough way to do it, I think. I think they've done a good job here. Kind of building up this around the statue again, the one that was kind of stopping the paper plane before as well. Maybe it's a different statue. I don't know. But it's cool. It's a cool thing we have going on. It was seemingly indicative of Tendo Maya in that previous scene, but don't know. But either way, this is like the post-performance party. If you've ever been involved in any sort of theatre production, these are pretty fun because everyone's so damn relieved that they could be done with it, you know? And of course, so now we see Banana taking a bunch of photos. The photos make so much sense because, like, what else is a photo but wanting to relive a memory like this again, right? So, of course, she loves photos. She loves taking photos. She loves printing photos. She loves looking at photos because it is a portal to experiencing those things once again. What she's doing with the looping is essentially another big photo. It just makes sense, right? So again, nice little bit of bobbing animation with the feet. It's a meme, but you talk about how characters walk because it gives you a lot of insight into their personality and how they think and how they feel. I don't need it at this point with Banana because I'm well acquainted with Banana being very perfect and a really good girl. So I didn't need them legs to tell me shit. This is cute as well. Mahiru references the moment that Karen helped her calm down, which we see at the start of episode 5, I believe. Here are the two leads. We take a little bit of focus on Tendo Maya and Claudine. Claudine always with the I haven't lost. It's always, continuing that challenge. This is important too, right? So Maya says, hey, let's all try hard and meet each other in the auditions again next year. And then explicit focus, hey, that means you too, Nana. That means you too. I respect you enough as competition and see your talents enough that if you try hard, that'll spur me on to try even harder again. We probably need that Tendo Maya episode somewhere here along the line to explain things a little bit better, but I'm imagining she just likes competition, and she likes people spurring her on as much as she likes telling everybody else what to do. You know what I mean? That made sense, kind of. But yeah, Banana needs motivation. She doesn't feel the motivation here to attain such a thing right now. She just wants to keep everything the same way. She wants to support everyone. She wants to play that perfect banana role to everybody else. She doesn't want to have this cutthroat sense of competition that the giraffe wants to promote. And again, everyone just loves Nana. So, okay, let's think about this as the first loop. So we can't really say that she's just pretending the rest of the time to be nice, which is a theory that somebody could have, that she knows the perfect answer to every problem so far because she's seen every problem so far and knows how to respond. This is the first loop through, and she's still just the precious little gem. So maybe she's just perfect the whole time and didn't need this whole time loop business. I don't know. Weird one. Yeah, we basically just go through everybody that Banana helped. She's helped with everything. She's just perfect. And we bring up the metaphor of a banana, which is pretty apt. You're like a banana to everyone. Sweet, kind, extremely nutritious, whatever that means. And the part of the character design as well, very tall, slim, slender, like a banana. Just helps when you're in a jam, right? If you want a quick snack, have a banana, right? Just helps you. It's good. Just that little extra jolt of energy you need to get something done. But as I was talking about a little bit during the reaction, just a little bit of stuff here with like just the... Like, Mahiru is already, like, kind of a weird-looking character, but she looks, like, extra weird there. You know what I mean? Just a few little off-model things, few little bits of quality, as people like to say. Again, I'm not, like, an animation snob at all. I don't care. What I'm more noticing is, like, the really good framing, the cute kind of mirroring of the animation between Karen and Mahiru there. Kind of the freeze frame on this, as we hear in the audio, Banana starting to cry. That's way more important to me than any kind of fidelity thing. But I just wanted to shout it out, just say, hey, I noticed that the production is slipping just a little bit. But as I should talk about, Banana's crying, right? She's crying happy tears. This is the happiest she's ever been, damn it. Yeah, she's acting, again, like somebody that's had a little bit of alcohol, probably a little bit too much alcohol, and is just making sure that everybody knows that she loves them, which is good. But of course, this is the basis for her motivation for wanting to loop back again later in the episode. This was the day I was born as a stage girl, Dai Banana, and I want to go back and relive that experience all over again. First, let's check the fits here before I talk about what's going on. Oh, they're so good. Look at Claudine's, hello? Okay, everyone's got like a mad fashion sense. That's cool. Oh my god, the dress on Maya. Anyway, more importantly, spring break. Most of the characters are leaving, 6 of them. Juna's staying behind. For some strange reason, she said she wouldn't leave the academy until she graduated. Probably a weird motivation thing that we probably need to go into a little bit further. But Banana's staying behind. Again, taking photos, wants to show off, relive this experience again, right? She's very happy right now being at this academy. Can't let any precious moments get away. But Juna questions, why aren't you going home, Banana, right? And so I thought before the whole time looping thing, I thought the theming of the episode was going to be around, like, not focusing on oneself, like doing too much for other people and not shining yourself, being too much of like an assisting person that'll tie into the backstagey stuff. But no, we kind of toss that on its head by the end, right? She is perfectly capable of being the best stage girl, and can do it at the drop of a hat, right? But either way, back on track, she thought Juna would be lonely, so she stayed behind, and that's just the sweetest thing, and I like that very, very much. Again, establishing that she wants to be here. She's not just here to, out of obligation. This is something she wants to do. Juna's very cute this episode. She has a lot more chance to do character building stuff because, again, Rumi's with Banana. Banana's the focus character. We get to see a little bit more of her less official side, I guess. And yeah, it's good. She's growing on me. Shoutouts to Juna. And then, yeah, kind of bringing up this kind of brand spanking new theme as well. Calling everything spanking new. New students, spring break's over. We're second years now. Kind of remembering everybody in class. Hey, there's 2 missing. Naruse and Osaka-san. Not Osaka from Azumanga Oh no. Shoutouts to Azumanga by the way. Yeah, these 2 students, they dropped out, right? The experience, it got a little bit too much for them. and they've removed themselves. Two students that Banana was probably close with because she's close with everybody. This is a negative consequence of experiencing something new in the new year. We have to move on with the sake of improving the play, and we're starting auditions for the lead roles today. And again, lots of cute character stuff here with the characters posing and doing expressing their character in a cool way, in a way that I've talked about like 7 times already because there's been as many episodes as this, right? This is what the show nails, and it continues to nail it. Just these moments where the characters build the relationships between each other as well as their personality quirks, helping them to feel more real and relatable and stuff. It's good. Thumbs up. Again, this is what I thought the theming of the episode would be more about, but it's, again, we go on this time looping thing, which is weird. I thought it'd be more of a, hey, Banana, you need to focus more on yourself and sort this stuff out and, finally challenge me, and I'm promoting competition and all these other fun things. And we still may go in that direction eventually, but it's not what this episode's about. This episode is about establishing everything else. Everything else surrounding the personal stuff for Dai Banana, right? Again, even in this like small bit of dialogue, still like reliving things, right? I still remember it like it was yesterday. Got that mind in the past of the old good experiences. Again, no enemies, people just waving randomly at Banana off to the side. Like, again, she's very, very popular. I would love nothing more if we could put on the same performance again, even with the same members and the same cast, and got that audio cue as well, right? This is indicative of stuff to come in the future. And yeah, how does that contextualize with the post-credit scene of the last episode, right? Where she's, why do we need to change the play? Why can't things stay the same? She's still thinking all these things, right? But Hikari is now involved, and that's changed things. But we'll talk about that. Here we go, Maya calling out Banana on holding back. If you're holding back so you can remain the Banana-san that everyone loves, I won't forgive you, right? You're holding back, you're not attaining your true greatness, right? You don't have that motivation. You still want to help everybody, which is noble. It's very, very noble. But how are we going to find a motivation for you? Again, it's pretty obvious now, but still like looking back at these old photos of the performance from last year, the 99th Seisho Festival, something like that. Again, this is weird because we're reliving stuff we saw like 11 minutes ago, but you know what I mean. There's this one photo I want to talk about here, here. I feel like this face in the top corner is pretty indicative, right? Like everyone else, kind of eyes open, except for you, so maybe I'm just wrong. But like, just happy to be there in the background, experiencing it, not actively participating like the rest, IMO. The positioning in the photo and the presence of the photo in the rest of the show up to this point has been very prominent. So, yeah, I feel like there's something you can gain in Banana's presentation here and trying to replicate that later on, even in the same photos, same face, same stuff, right? Everyone's in agreement that performance the previous year was great. They all loved it. It was our very own play. Is it really impossible to recreate it? And this is another theme that I should have talked about, right? Kind of no two stage performances are the same. Even if you go to the same show with the same actors on a different night, right? It's not going to be the same show, right? You bring that little bit of different stuff to it each and every time. That's what separates it from a static medium such as television or film, right? Theater is chaotic. Like lots of different stuff can go on and go wrong, right? And wanting to attain that perfect performance every single time is a great goal, but shouldn't be like enforced in the same way Banana's doing it. IMO. Again, like these guys have solved it already. Like Karen is saying what I just said, right? Like we're going to move on, even though what we did last year was great and we all loved it. It was fantastic. We can move on to new things, new exciting things, new even better things, right? Yeah, Karen got that protagonist energy, move on to a much better performance. But yeah, you see Banana here, right? Like, despite everything, like you've done your protagonist speech and we're all moving on, right? Banana just like looks up at the sky, right? An even better performance pursuing your potential, kind of that Tendo Maya stuff from earlier coming through as well. But to me, that Starlight is the best and dearest. We hear that notification, we know what that means. She has been summoned. And you would imagine that this is how she gets exposed to everything that goes on downstairs and the giraffe stuff for the first time and blah, 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 blah. So whenever it happens in the future, she's not very surprised. It kind of adds to that kind of post episode 6 scene where we saw that she was very familiar with that setting and underground, and she was just doing her work down there, just probably getting some privacy, because she's been there, done that, and the giraffe's been there and done that, right? This is where the lighting's really good, by the way. Wanted to shout it out. Great use of shadow, the blinding starlight in the distance, something so blinding, but that she wants to attain. Jumping into the past, looping. Also, yellow light, dark sides, and that kind of thing, right? Even the similar color scheme to almost the giraffe, still that kind of banana color scheme as well. So the giraffe still wants to attain glimmer and starlight and nebulous stuff. He wants good performances, right? He wants that passion, that drive, to keep things going as well. Hence why he's probably clued into what Bananice's thinking this entire time, right? Seeing the passion behind that and knowing that it can be used. So if you put on bright, shining glimmer performance, you can attain top star role through these auditions and get a thing. It's pretty much what we know this competition as from our previous encounters with it. But yeah, like he's really laying it on thick, right? We'll transcend time to shine on the eternal lead. But yeah, Banana doesn't care about that super competition eternal lead stuff, right? I know you don't care, right? But what if you could stand on any stage you desire, even a stage from the past, perhaps? And then, yeah, she gets the idea, and we start our looping. But yeah, this is where Banana's getting her idea, obviously, right? Any stage you want, any stage you desire, if you shine the brightest. Then yeah, Banana pops off, right? Who does she kill? Well, not kill, but eliminate. And then this shot, which will come back a number of times, right? This is her like victory pose when she wants to go back around again. It's Tendo Maya, everybody. She just beat Tendo Maya. And Tendo Maya kind of knew as well. Like, hey, I know you're good at this. I can see your potential. You just need some desire behind it. You need some motivation to want to be the best, and you probably can. And that's cool to me. That's cool to me as Tendo Maya. The competition, the costume here, right? This is probably like the gold and stuff. Probably goes to the victor. You'd be thinking maybe, or maybe it's just her color scheme. I don't know. Dual wielding as well. I wanted to talk about kind of like two swords, kind of trying to do everything for everybody, or is that a little bit too obscure? Maybe there's another reason for it that I'm unsure of up to this point. Again, Maya is still very confused about what motivated Banana to get to this point, but Banana kind of doesn't even care. She's solely motivated on experiencing those old experiences again. So despite participating in competition up to this point, right? Despite going through this audition process, despite trying her hardest, despite probably practicing with her friends up to this point again, right? She still can't find that dazzling light, the same one as the previous year. So, in this final moment, upon seeing that she has this stage and that kind of thing all ready to go, let's loop. Let's go back. So yeah, and again, this is where we get our large context into what actually happens. You get a wish. You get a wish at the end. So wishes are cool. Wishes also come with a lot of baggage if you've seen a lot of anime. But yeah, we see what we're going to be fighting for eventually, maybe as well. If you don't potentially want this eternal lead, or maybe it's just something that comes along with the territory, you get to choose your stage, you get to jump to a different point in time, potentially, you get to do whatever you want, basically, right? You could ask for world domination, maybe. I don't know how powerful the giraffe is. There's something deeply concerning about seeing this face on Banana as well. Like, we never see her, like, frown. So when she's frowning and getting serious, it's, like, kind of fucked up. So we get that tiara, we zoom in on this pink kind of starlight thingo, and hey, we're back. We're back, bitch. Here we are. It's like 2017 now in their timeline. Interesting that like Karen straight up, she says, I love Starlight, because we know why she likes Starlight. That's just a cute detail, like kind of reliving. Probably this would be within their first couple weeks at the school. Here's the indicator that we're looped as well, calling Juna-chan. And we spent the rest of the episode establishing that close connection, so it's only natural that Banana would go for this, but yeah, it's all way too early for this to be occurring for Juna. Because, again, it's probably very early in their schooling. And we start the reenactment, almost acting within real life, too. Think about that as a theme. Interesting. Yeah, and she has the time of her life all over again. It's brilliant. It's exactly what she wanted. She achieved her goals. There's also this little the script that keeps coming up as well, getting more and more damaged, probably keeping the same one between loops, you would think, right? Maybe it's her notebook of certain things to try on different loops as well. But yeah, we're eliminating all pain, the pain of trying something new, the sadness of being hurt and giving up. Think about those kids that had to drop out, right? And we're doing the same good thing again. Again, this is very overall themey, but that's bad. That's bad in fiction. Do not fall into this trap. New is good. Scary is good as well sometimes, you know. And Banana continues to feel almost like a sentinel role for everybody, right? Protecting them from these new experiences that could potentially hurt them. For all we know, Karen could drop out next year for whatever reason. Could lose it, could get kicked out, could blah, 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 blah. I'm protecting you from this by experiencing this same thing again that I know is good all over again for you. Again, this line from before, but now Banana says it because, again, she's seen it already, because I'm sweet, kind, and extremely nutritious. That's why I'm called Banana. And again, great lighting. Again, yellow light, black light, banana stuff. But eyes in the darkness. Almost taking on a little bit of a villainous role. This not vacant smile, but loving smile that we've seen from Banana this whole time could be seen as just like, you know, just like a front. Behind it all, I'm like kind of calculating everything still. But again, like that's a little bit more insidious than I think Banana is as a character. I think she's got pure motivations in all of this, and as we saw in that first loop, she's still same old Banana. She's not putting on airs. But yeah, there's something behind this, especially with the framing, right? Is this what we're talking about with these little pink things as well? Is that something to do with Starlight and time travel and that kind of bullshit? I don't know. Again, I thought I'd reached it, but it's still dazzling, that experience, right? I want to keep reliving it. It's still really cool. This giraffe must be getting pretty sick of it. She's just wishing for the same thing over and over again. Now that you've come to the top again, what do you wish for? It's still dazzling. I still wish to go back again. Then Banana asks the question, right, why do you do this for me? And then the giraffe has some weird, like, science, mumbo-jumbo, miracle, bullshit, power stuff that we might go into later about power systems and why certain things work the way they do. But I kind of wish it was just magic, because I like magic. I think it's cool. But yeah, there's some justification for why the giraffe is here, what he's trying to do, and why he does certain things for certain girls. But there's this line here: a stage of destiny that no one can predict. If you're experiencing these loops the same way that Nana is, we can infer that maybe you're getting a little bit sick of it, and maybe you're throwing Hikari in, right, to try and shake things up, make it a little bit different. Yeah, kind of saying that line that no one can predict, and then seeing a little bit of Hikari, wherever she is, there, before making our way back, and then Banana's going to play out the same loop, the same performance that we've seen from the previous year, but when they get back from the second year, things take a little bit of a turn. Plays out very similarly to the first episode now, because it is, basically. It's the first episode from Banana's perspective. So every single time we've seen Banana just like kind of looking at her phone as well, she's been like reliving shit. Again, it's recontextualized every single Banana scene in the entire show up to this point, because she has information that none of the other characters know. So Karen was having that little nightmare, of course. Remember the little kind of thing about Tokyo Tower with Hikari, falls off her chair, and now Hikari walks in. And yeah, Banana realizes as Hikari approaches, this hasn't happened before. Again, I've seen this loop a number of times. This isn't how it goes. Wanting to introduce some unpredictability into the thing, maybe, says the giraffe, considering he's probably just watching from below. There's something about so there's like that spinning flower, right? And there's also like the spinning of the wheel of the suitcase. There's something about the spinning versus the stagnation of Banana and her worldview, right? And kind of Hikari coming in and ruining things, quote unquote. Yeah, again, like movement versus stagnation. I think that's the theme there as well. So, unbeknownst to us, previous in the show, Banana's been very, very curious about Hikari and why she's here, and thinking that maybe the giraffe's behind this. Maybe he's saying it's boring having the same performance every time. But no matter who shows up, my enactment remains the same. And then, yeah, I think I want her for my play now. Why? Why? I don't understand why. So maybe she's taken this backstage role each and every loop thus far, and now she's looking for this change, because it would be, I'm going to play my reenactment the same. It would be out of character for me to ignore an opportunity like this. I don't know, weird one. She looks very creepy here, though. Very, very creepy. Again, this may infer things further and is probably a very important line. Kind of reinforcing this theme of kind of not being on stage and maybe letting other people take the lead and run auditions and do all that kind of shit, right? Because you're standing at the top of whatever ranking there is right now if you want to loop again, right? They're eventually coming for the champ being you. You don't need to perform. You don't need to be like this. So during the CD, she doesn't perform, unlike anything we've seen before. Another very cute meta detail that I thought was neat. Just not performing because she's kind of that backup person as well, helping others to achieve their performances. Cool. Cool. So yeah, that was episode 7. Really damn good. And I'll keep saying it, paradigm shifting episode for what we have going on and what our expectations are for Revue Starlight in the future. This changes things in a big way. Banana's very, very interesting now as a character. You can recontextualize everything else in the show with her up to this point. We've got a new set of themes to talk about, including kind of stagnation, the past, time travel, time looping. Is it good to loop? Is it bad to loop? Should we try to stop the loop? Is it good to support people? Should we pursue stuff ourselves a little bit more? I don't know. And all sorts of other questions to be answered soonish. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed. And we got lots of banana stuff out of it, and I think Banana is just a cute little bean. So all parties are happy here today, except for this video is probably going to be late still. So... But no, yeah, I really enjoyed myself today. Just my show stuff before I leave. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join Discord, love Discord. And yeah, catch you guys next week, probably for 2 Revue Starlight, unless there's some stopping point stuff we need to talk about. For our new paradigm stuff we're talking about, right? We probably still need to do some Claudine Maya stuff, but other than that, seems like we're talking overall conflict stuff. Cool. So yeah, catch you next week for that one. Thanks for watching today. Subscribe, do all that shit. and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.